The galaxy had long assumed Earth to be an insignificant corner of space, a small, unimportant planet nestled in the fringe of a forgotten system, home to a species that had just begun to scratch the surface of space exploration. The great empires and galactic civilizations that ruled the stars regarded Earth as nothing more than an afterthought, barely worthy of their attention. Yet they were wrong. Far beyond the boundaries of time and space, an ancient race had once thrived. Humans. Long before any of the galaxy's current empires had risen, humans had spread their influence far and wide, weaving themselves into the very fabric of the cosmos. Their knowledge of the stars, of science, of the universe itself, had been unmatched. They had built cities on distant planets, crafted starships that traversed the galaxies and unlocked the mysteries of the quantum realm. But like all things, their time eventually passed. Humanity vanished from the galactic stage, leaving only scattered relics of their once glorious civilization. Earth, their cradle, fell into isolation, forgotten by those who had once been their peers until now. It all began when a strange signal was intercepted by the Galactic Council. It was faint, barely noticeable amidst the endless sea of communication traffic in the galaxy. At first, the Council dismissed it as nothing more than an anomaly, an old transmission from a long-dead civilization, perhaps even a glitch in the cosmic background noise. But something about the signal caught the attention of a few curious minds. The signal was coming from Earth. In an effort to investigate, a task force from the Council's military, led by an officer named Commander Jarek, was dispatched. The mission was simple: find out what Earth had been hiding for so many millennia. The Council had long since assumed humanity to be extinct or irrelevant. It was a task like many others, unimportant, routine, a mere formality. As the task force approached Earth, the first sign that something was different came when their ship's sensors started to malfunction. At first, it was subtle, a flicker in their systems, a glitch in their scans. Then, as they drew closer to the planet, the interference grew stronger, almost as though the planet itself was resisting their approach. Jarek frowned, his thoughts clouded with confusion. This was no ordinary anomaly. Earth had been dormant, almost forgotten by the galaxy for eons. Why would it suddenly be so active? Ignoring the warning signs, Jarek and his team descended toward Earth's surface. As their ships pierced the planet's atmosphere, the view of Earth below took their breath away. It was beautiful, lush, vibrant, and alive. But there was something odd about it. The planet looked untouched by time. No wars had scarred its surface, no industrial sprawl marred its landscapes. It was as though Earth had remained frozen in time, preserved. Their ship landed in a remote region, surrounded by dense forests and towering mountains. The ground was rich with life, yet no signs of civilization were visible. As the team exited their ship, they felt the weight of something ancient, a presence that seemed to hang in the very air. Something was watching them. Something vast. As they moved deeper into the planet's interior, they stumbled upon the first of many forgotten ruins. What they had initially assumed to be primitive artifacts turned out to be the remnants of a long-lost human civilization. Vast, intricate structures, their purpose now unknown, stretched across the land. The ruins were magnificent, their architecture defying the typical designs found across the galaxy. The materials used were unlike anything the Council's scientists had ever encountered. As they explored further, they came upon a massive underground chamber. Its walls were lined with glowing inscriptions in a language that no one present could decipher, but there was one thing they could all feel: the power. It radiated from the chamber, pulsating like the heartbeat of the planet itself. "This is not just a civilization," one of Jarek's officers whispered, his voice trembling. This is something else." Suddenly, the ground trembled. The walls of the chamber began to hum, and before anyone could react, a deep, resonant voice echoed through the room, ancient and full of authority. "Welcome, travelers." The voice sent shivers down their spines. It wasn't coming from a speaker. was coming from everywhere. From the walls, from the air, from the very ground beneath them. It was as though the planet itself was speaking to them. "We are humanity," the voice continued. "We are the architects of the stars, the builders of worlds. We have watched, and we have waited." The officers exchanged stunned glances. Was this a trap? Were the humans still alive? Before they could respond, the chamber's walls lit up with vivid holographic images, visions of ancient Earth, of human ships traveling to distant worlds, of cities floating among the stars. The images continued, showing the rise and fall of empires, the exploration of the cosmos, and the eventual retreat of humanity into the shadows of the galaxy. It was a history that the Council had never known. The voice spoke again. "Long ago, we foresaw the rise of lesser beings, empires that would threaten the balance of the galaxy, and so we left. But we did not vanish. We simply waited." Jarek's heart raced. "What do you mean? What happened to you?" The voice was calm, almost wistful. "We understood that the galaxy was not ready for the knowledge we possessed. We departed, leaving only remnants behind. But Earth was never abandoned. We sealed away our power, our technology, in the heart of this world, waiting for the day when it would be needed again." Jarek swallowed. The implications of this were staggering. Humanity, his galaxy's so-called primitive species, was not extinct. They were the galaxy's first and most ancient civilization, the true architects of the stars, and they had merely been biding their time. And now, it seemed, the galaxy was about to learn the price of its arrogance. In the days that followed, the Galactic Council received another message, this time from Earth. The message was short, but it made one thing perfectly clear. Humanity had returned, and with them, the galaxy's ancient legacy. "We are not strangers," the message read. "We are the ancients. The galaxy belongs to us." The message ended, leaving the galaxy in stunned silence. What followed was a swift and undeniable shift in the balance of power. The great empires of the galaxy, once confident in their dominance, now found themselves trembling before the unimaginable might of the human race. Earth's emergence as the galaxy's true progenitors had left the stars in awe and fear. Humanity had returned, and they had come not as conquerors but as the rightful rulers of the galaxy.